Alright, hey guys, it is 3 a.m. and the rescue turtle tank has been filled all the way up. We added my son's goldfish because in the move I might have cracked his tank pretty good, so I couldn't fix it. And because I filled it up, I had to take the mud turtle out. Still debating where she's gonna go. Right now, she's in one of the old tubs out of that snake rack. We are moved into the new house for the most part. Still probably have about a truckload of stuff to bring over, just odds and ends. You can see the little red air slider right there doing really well. I have to go get the lighting from the old house for this tank. But so far it's really good. I bought 20 feeder guppies. And yeah, I added that thing I told you guys about. It does have a clear lid on it, but I took it off for the time being because he's too small to climb out of there. What else about this? Oh, I added a new filter, much bigger internal filter. And it's got this cool spray guard or spray pipe thing you can attach to it. Do I have that turned up? Yeah, you can turn it down like that, or you turn it up. And yeah, the turtle loves the current this thing makes. He swims against the current, gets under it, goes behind it. I have the first initial piece of tubing going down, and then this one spraying out. So you got like a little bit of current down, good amount of current on the surface coming this way. But over there, where he likes to, he won't go all the way up, but he likes to sit on the ramp. It's really calm. So, a little bit about the rescue turtle tank. I don't know where we're going to take it. The kids want to put more fish in it. I'm not entirely sure. Since I closed the vent up there, so this room doesn't get any air conditioning, which has helped out this room a lot. I'm probably going to put a door, or at least like a sliding shade style door, right here. And I'm debating if I'm gonna completely close off this section or put a door or something here. I haven't decided. Just to make this room its own independent room. And yeah. So this video is actually gonna primarily pertain to our rat setup. And it was a request from a good friend of mine named Osvaldo. He said, why don't you have anything about your rats on your channel? So this is for you, buddy. Anybody who wants to know how to build one of these, it's simple and straightforward. All you need is, to make it easy, I guess I say all you need is a drill, an electric stapler, and yeah, that's pretty much it. If I can think of anything else, or if I missed anything, please let me know down in the comments. But it's 2x2 all the way for the platforms. It has a 2x2 that runs down here that creates this little feeding trough. This is 1/2-inch hardware cloth that you can get at like I think you can get it at Walmart now. But like back when I built this, I think I bought it at Lowe's or Menards. And Tractor Supply has some. This is a galvanized style. I think you can get it in different styles, but the galvanized seems to be working well for me. They are on a pine shaving bedding. I'm going to incorporate some pine pellets that'll go underneath this, just to see if it helps last them a day or two more. and because it's pretty cheap at my local Tractor Supply, so if it'll give me 2 days of them still smelling clean, because they're indoors, we clean it more often so they don't create a smell. So if I can extend it out and actually utilize this bedding a little bit more and bring the cost down even more, why not? So what else? These are all-purpose tubs from Menards. They work pretty well. They're a lot shallower than like your concrete mixing tubs, so the babies do fine when they start to wean off. They can still reach the water spout and the food because the bedding gets piled up in at least one corner over here. I utilize a high protein, low fat dog food. It's $13 for 55 pounds. So it's really cheap dog food, but when it comes to your rats, you don't want a high fat content in your dog food. The reason being is fatty tumors will develop on your rodents, and it will affect their quality of life. So, even though these are feeders, I still try to treat them with the utmost respect, and give them high quality for what they need food. I used Missouri for a long time, and I kept running into my rats eating their young. By switching to this stuff, I solved that problem. The protein amount stops the females from eating their young, and it provides everything they need as far as they don't get fat. They seem to grow pretty good actually, and it works for me. If you have something better that can solve the problems that is equally cost effective, I am more than happy to switch to it. But this stuff works great for us so far. To maintain, each one of these tubs keeps 4 females, and then the male gets cycled in just for breeding purposes. Once all the females are pregnant, the male takes a vacation for about, just depends because they lay at different times. But once all the babies are out of this tub, the females get an additional month without the male. So that way we don't get any extra breeding in and wear them out too fast. Like I said, quality of life is important to us. And yeah, these guys are good to us, so we try to be good to them. I use water bottles. That's just my preference. They last 3 days roughly when it's just the 4 females in here. Maybe still probably about 3 days. If not, it'll be 2 days if you have a male. But if all 4 of your females do go and you got a large amount of babies in here weaning at the same time, we change these out 2 times a day. So it is not the most effective way to give water, but I know that even if this valve was to fail, only this much water is going in my tub, and I don't have to worry about any of my rats drowning. So that's my personal preference. I really admire the auto feed feature. I was going to do it, and then I watched a video where a big breeder of rats had 2 tubs drowned, and there was, I don't know, like 20 or 30 babies in that tub, and that just kind of bothered me and stopped me from doing it. By all means, I think it's a great thing for you, especially if you're going to go on a long vacation and you don't have anybody that can refill your water bottles. But yeah, Ozzy, man, that's my rat setup. My weans go out into tanks and tubs. I will go back up to Springfield eventually and get my other racks. I have 2 more. And then my weans will just go from this rack style to another rack style, and they'll grow out in there. But until I go and do that, we got a little bit of dominating going on right there. Very normal. No one ever gets too hurt. It's actually a female on female right there. So they're just hashing out who's the boss. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment, or you can send me an email at christophersmith10128@gmail.com. I can tell you my design, but I can tell you the dimensions to my design, but what I will tell you, if you cannot get this exact tub, take the little bit of extra effort. You don't have to be, a handyman, and you just measure your tub all the way across from its farthest point to its farthest point, and then all the way across from its farthest point to its farthest point this way. And then you add 1/2 inch. And the reason I say you add 1/2 inch is because by the time you put it all together, because those links are what this right here will be. Let's see if I can back up enough. So from here to here is what I'm talking about. You want this distance to be 1/2 inch larger than this. And the reason for that being is when you add on your slides, I like to have room in there. And you can see this one shifts a little bit. But too much of a gap, if you go too big, then it'll fall. If you go too tight, then it's a pain to slide in and out. This is my 3rd rendition, and it's the best one in my opinion. These are 1x4s for the legs, and then there's a 1x4 diagonal on the back for stability, and then a 1x2 that I had laying around I put on for a little bit more because it was still a little wobbly. But yeah, it works well. They're doing great. They're taming down nicely, and I'm gonna try it for the first time. I'm gonna try to pause it and go to and grab one that I'm keeping as a pet because he's a really cool little guy. Alright, so hopefully that worked out without any problems. Come here, Bug. This is Bug. Come on, buddy. He's a full tan. He's got the red eyes though, so he's some form of albino. I don't know too much about rat genetics, but he was the feistiest baby without actually biting. He was he'd run up and push on your hand, and he was just such a little booger. So I took the time myself, because Tiv and my oldest son Christopher do all of this, but I took the time myself to spend time with this little guy, and he's turned into the most personality-having, fun-loving rat I think I've ever had. And he's going to be with me until he goes of his own natural accord. He prefers to be on my shoulder, that's why he's working his way up. But yeah, actually right there is the dog food. Like I said, really cheap dog food. That's only a 40-pound bag. I was wrong, I said 55. So it's $13 for 40 pounds. And that's the bedding. It's the Tractor Supply premium pine shavings. And it does come in a fine, but I prefer the flake. Easier to clean and less dust, I think. But yeah, I don't think I got anything else. Like I said, we got moved in. I don't want to make this video too awfully long, but yeah. Any questions? Again, please feel free to email me, comment, suggestions. I love suggestions. I'm gonna try to get you videos every week now that we're moved into the city, out the country, and we have Wi-Fi available to where I can just upload at home, and everything is real easy and simple. So, thanks guys. Come here, bud. And and yeah, we'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks again, and have a good one. Bye.